Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Monday. It is 26th of January, and it is Madhav Masa or Magha Masa, Sukla Paksham, and Ashtami Tithi. So today in the calendar it is mentioning Bhishmastami. Um, so Bhishma Day, about Bhishma Day, so Kurukshetra battle that started on the Ekadasi day when the Bhagavad Gita spoken by Krishna. So that comes on in the month of December. So after that, 8 days of the starting of the Kurukshetra battle, so Bhishma Deva falls down after 8 days, and from that day he stays on the arrow's bed for 58 days. Okay, that is mentioned, and later on, after 58 days, he spoke so many of. After Kurukshetra battle is completed and Pandavas comes to Bhishma Dev, they learned so many instructions from Bhishma Dev. And then Bhishma Dev finally he leaves his body in the Uttarayana period. Okay, so that day is nearly falling this period. So now today it is Bhishmashtami. So we shall read some few lines from the Bhishmashtami about Bhishma Dev. So from Bhishma Dev about his genealogy, it comes from Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu and then Brahma, Atri, and then from him Chandra, Buddha, Pururava, Ayu, Nahusha, Yayati, Puru, Janamejaya, and Pratinva, Pravira, Namayu, Vibhava, Sindhu, and Bahuvida, Samyati. Likewise, in that lineage further comes, and there is a Bhima, and then son of Bhima is Pratipa, Pratipa's son is Shantanu, Shantanu's son is Bhishmadev. Okay, that is the genealogy starting from Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And Bhishmadev in his previous life, he was one of the Vasus, and his name was Joe, and due to the stealing of a cow from Vasistha's ashrama by inspiration from his wife, so he was cursed by Vasistha that he needs to take a birth and then live for longer, and also at the same time, because of those Vasus begged for the forgiveness, so Vasistha blessed them that you all by taking birth, you will immediately leave, but whereas the Joe, he will be living for longer period. So, and then, but still, he will become a adventurous hero. So that was the curse. And then later on, Joe was taken birth in the womb of Ganga Devi and Shantanu by Shantanu. So later on, Ganga Devi taken the Bhishma Dev to the heavenly regions where Bhishma Dev was trained, and he has learned so many things from so many great personalities like learned from Brahaspati, and he learned from Parashurama, and also he learned many other things. He is the exceptional personality, and also he knows present, and also he knows about future as well, because of his celestial birth and also association with Ganga Devi and all the celestial beings. And later on, Ganga Devi handed over her son to Shantanu, and Shantanu was raising him, and then he was the apparent head inheriting the throne. But whereas once upon a time, Shantanu went to the forest where he sees the Satyavati, who is a must at the time she was Yojana Gandhi. So before that, Satyavati and Parashara they begot a child, Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva he has left to the forest for the penance, and later on, Satyavati has regained her virginity, and later on, she also got Yojana Gandhi, that very aromatic smell coming from her body. So Shantanu was attracted to her, and later on, when Shantanu approached Satyavati's father, he put a condition that the child of Satyavati is going to be the king of the kingdom, this Kuru dynasty. but Shantanu was not accepted. But later on, Bhishma Dev understood the desire of the father, and he went to the Satyavati's father, and he has made vow that I would not marry, and I will always stay like that. So, and your Satyavati's child is going to rule the kingdom. So, since that time, because of the staunch vow, his name was given Bhishma Dev. So, previously his name was Devavrata. It is a shortcut story in a few words. That is Bhishmastami. Just to we'll come to the Bhishma Devs. There are 9 slokas. It is spoken by Bhishma Dev. We'll come to that end to recite each one shloka. Okay, that is from the events perspective. We shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Maitreya Muni is speaking about Lord Brahma, what he has done. So Brahma, he has performed his austerities after Garbhodak Sai Vishnu disappeared from his vision, and Brahma, as per the instructions, he has engaged himself in the penance for 100 celestial years. Virinchopi tata chakre divyam varshasatam tapaha. Varshasatam, 100 years. Divyam, they're all celestial years. Atmani Atmanam Avesha Yataha Bhagavanajaha, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead has instructed him. Atmani Atmanam Avesha, engaged himself in the devotional service of the Lord. And then after that, Tadvilokyabdisambhuto Vayuna Yadadistitaha Padmam Ambasha Tatkala Krutaviryena Kampitam. So later on, he says that the lotus flower where he is sitting, and the lotus flower is in the water, both lotus flower and water, and due to the violent wind, these are trembling, the lotus flower, even he is sitting on that lotus flower. So whenever it is getting tremble, so that was we see Tadvilokya Abjasambhoto Vayuna Yad Adistitaha. By the wind, where whatever the lotus flower is sitting, it is trembling. Kampitam, Viryena Kampitam, by in due course of time, and then the wind. Padmam Ambashatat Kruta Viryena Kampitam. So during that time, what Brahma has done? So Maitreya Muni, he says today that because Brahma's penance and the knowledge, transcendent knowledge that he has received from the Lord, and he self-situated. So by that, by his strength, austerity, by the strength of austerity's penances and the knowledge, he has drunk all the water and the wind as well. Likewise, Maitreya Muni is mentioning. Here we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 10, verse number 6. तपसा ह्येदमानेन विद्यया चात्मसंस्थया विवृद्धविज्ञानबलो न्यपाद्वायुं सहाम्भसम्. Tapasa yedamanena. By penance, certainly by his penance, yedamanena, increasing, vidyacha atma samstaya. Vidyacha atma samstaya. Vidyaya is by transcendent knowledge, and also atma samstaya. He situated himself in that knowledge, transcendental position. Samadhi. And it is above the material modes of nature. Atma samstaya. Vivruddha vijnana balo. Vivruddha, it is matured knowledge or transcendental knowledge. Vijnana, practical knowledge. This is jnana vijnana. Jnana vijnana yogena karmana mudranjataha. Kapil Bhagavan says, Jnana vijnana yogena karmana mudranjataha. Hiranyakesha Padmaksha Padmamudra Padambujaham. So this is Jnana Vijnana, knowledge, and this is practical knowledge. Vijnana is science. Okay, so Vivruddha Vijnana Balo. Balo is the power or the strength. By that strength, Nyapad, Nyapad Vayum Sahambasa. Nyapad, he has drunk Vayum, the wind, Saha Ambasa, along with the water. He drank water and the wind as well. How it is possible? Sometimes we may think, if we see some example, for example, Jahnu Muni, he has drunk all the Ganges water in a sip, and Agastya Muni, he has drunk all the water oceans in a sip. It is by strength of this austerities and penances. Now, Brahma is the first, he is the foremost living being in this universe. And in terms of the wind, even Dhruva Maharaj, by his austerities and penances, so he has captured the wind within his heart, and even demigods could not even breathe by that time. Okay, so we can understand these are the practical examples. So now here Brahma, by his all the tapasahi edamanena vidhya chatmasam samstaya vivruddha vijnana bhalo nyapadvayum sahambasa. He drank all the water and wind. Say translation. Long and transcendent knowledge of self-realization had matured Brahma in practical knowledge, and thus he drank the wind completely along with the water. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, can I request Swarup Prabhuji, would you like to read the purport? Swarup Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry, I did not. Lord Brahma's struggle. Lord Brahma's struggle for existence is a personal example of the continued fight between the living entities in the material world and the illusory energy called Maya. Beginning from Brahma down to this age, the living entities are struggling with the forces of material nature. By advanced knowledge in science and transcendental realization, one can try to control the material energy which works against our endeavor, and in the modern age, advanced material scientific knowledge and penance have played very wonderful roles in controlling the powers of the material energy. Such control of the material energy, however, can be most successfully carried out if one is a soul surrendered unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead and carried out his order in the spirit of loving transcendental service. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. So here, Brahma struggle for existence. Everyone, Prakriti karshati. Whenever living entity is put up into this material world, his karshati, he struggles for the existence. It is very difficult. So here, Lord Brahma struggle for existence in a personal example of the continued fight between the living entities in the material world and the illusory energy called Maya. Okay, this is, we are all living entities, but in a spiritual form. But here, because we are covered by this subtle body and gross body and struggle for existence, sometimes we go through pains and pleasures. But actually, we are Sat Chit Ananda. We are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is our natural constitutional position. But that is, it happens when we keep ourselves in the service attitude in the spiritual world. But when we are rebellious, then what happens? We will automatically put up into this material nature to lord it over nature. Okay, so but there it is a continued fight between living entities in the material world. So we have to struggle for existence. तथा परिचात्म समाधि योग भलेन जित्वा प्रकृतिम बलिष्ठाम. So some people, they try to control the material nature by samadhi by the penances and austerities. Tata parichatma samadhi yoga balena jitva prakritim bhalistam. They try to control the material energy. Okay, so they wanted to free from this material world. So here, beginning from Brahma down to this age, the living entities are struggling with the forces of material nature. By advanced knowledge in science and transcendent realization, one can try to control the material energy, which works against our endeavors. And in the modern age, advanced material scientific knowledge and penance have played very powerful roles in controlling the powers of the material energies. So here, everyone are trying to some mitigate. So, but they're forgetting about the birth, old age, disease, and death. They're forgetting the main four problems, and for everything else, they wanted to prolong their life. So, in such a way, they are doing many other uh, modern ways of trying to find. But instead, but when we are trying to conquer the material nature, what happens in the materialistic way? Material strength, the Maya strength, which will work more influence, then living entity will go through more pains than the previous one. For example, if a person has got some wound on his body, if it naturally heals, maybe 3 4 days, for example. Otherwise, if he wanted to cure it, he wanted to go to the hospital. First of all, the doctor sees and then make it something cleaning and then patching, and then it will take 4 days, and then later on it may give more infections and side effects, and then further, it will become more and worse. This is the material world. This is advanced civilization. So many cancer hospitals, so many mental hospitals. Wherever we see all these hospitals, because it's a disease are increasing more and more. So that's why when we are engaged in the devotional service, all our Acharya says, if one comes to the any problems in this life, simply tolerate. It will come and it will go. Simply tolerate for time being. Do not endeavor to try to solve the problems, because material nature is so powerful, it will become uh, more hard for you to solve it. But when you engage in the service of the Lord, automatically the strength of the prakritim cha hatha vojasam, the influence of the material nature, it does not work on a person. One does not go through that too much pain. So that is the Shastra says. Jnana vairagyuktena bhakti yuktena chatmana prakriti परिपश्चित उदासीनं प्रकृतिं च hatavojasam. The Prakriti does not work and it does not show its influence on that living entity who is in the devotional service. Jnana vairagyuktena bhakti yuktena chatmana. So jnana, vairagya and bhakti. Otherwise, this material nature, it is very strong. These modern people, they're making everything like a dirty, messy place. It is very hard to live. Wherever we see all the dying and killing and then disturbing other living entities. That is the modern world, modern age, advanced material scientific knowledge. But here, such control of the material energy, however, can be most successfully carried out if one is soul surrendered onto the Supreme Personality of Godhead and carries out his order in the spirit of loving transcendental service. So this is again mentioned. तथा परिचात्म समाधि योग बलेन जित्वा प्रकृतिं बलिष्ठां त्वामेव धीराः पुरुषं विशन्ति तेषां श्रमः स्यान्न सेवया ते. So it is described Twameva Purusham, Twameva, by the devotees of the Lord, they engaging themselves in the devotional service, they will easily conquer this material world. Very easily. Very easily. Okay, this is Asevayayam Prakriter Gunanam Jnanena Vairagya Vijrumbitena. Asevayayam. One does not serve the Maya. Maya means what? The senses, the body, the materialistic things, materialistic motives. One does not serve material motives which are temporary in nature. But whereas surrendering to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and carries out His order, then everything will come into success. Okay, that is what Prabhupada is describing here. So one always should have spiritual motives only. Then all of his endeavors will be successful. Okay, so here Brahma's, by his penance and by his the knowledge, he was able to drink all the water and then wind as well. Tapasa hi edamanena vidhya chatma samstaya vivruddhad vijnana bhalo nyapadvayum sahambhasa. Nyapadvayum sahambhasam. Can I request all devotees kindly follow the recitation line by line? Tapasa hi edamanena
तपसा हि एदमानेन
विद्यया च आत्मसंस्थया
विद्यया
दया च
आत्मसंस्थया
विवृद्धविज्ञानबलो
युद्धविज्ञानबलो
न्यपाद्वायुं सहाम्भसा
न्यपाद्वायुं
Again. तपसा ह्येदमानेन
तपसा
एदमानेन
विद्यया च आत्मसंस्थया
विद्यया
दया च
आत्मसंस्थया
विवृद्धविज्ञानबलो
विवृद्धविज्ञानबलो
विज्ञानबलो
न्यपाद्वायुं सहाम्भसा
न्यपाद्वायुं
तद्वायुं संवश
Once more. तपसा ह्येदमानेन
तपसा
तपसा हि एदमानेन
विद्यया च आत्मसंस्थया
विद्यया च आत्मसंस्थया
आत्मसंस्थया
विवृद्धविज्ञानबलो
विवृद्धविज्ञानबलो
न्यपाद्वायुं सहाम्भसा
तद्वायुं
न्यपाद्वायुं
संवश
Very beautiful. Can I request the devotees try to recite one by one? Radhika Mataji, would you like to go first?
तापसा हि इदामनेन विद्यया चात्मसंस्थयः विवृधा विघ्ननो बालो नायपाद्वायुं सहाम्बसा.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. तपसा हि एदमानेन विद्यया सात्मसंस्थया विवृद्धविज्ञानबालो न्यपाद्वायुं सहाम्बसा.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Swarup Prabhuji, please.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु तपसा हि एदमानेन विद्यया च आत्मसंस्थया विवृद्ध विज्ञानबलो नपद्वायुं सहंबसा.
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Jai Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Tapasa hyaya edhamanena vidyaya chatma samsthaya vivruddha vijnano balo nyapadvayum sahambhasa. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, please.
तपसा हि एदमानेन विद्यया चात्मसंस्थया विवृद्धविज्ञानबलो न्यपाद्वायुं सहाम्बसा.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Amina Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. तपसा एतमानेन विद्यया चात्मसंस्थया विवृद्धविज्ञानबले न्यपाद्वायुं सहाम्बसा.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Garingi Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. तपसा हे धमानेन विद्यया चात्मा संस्थया विवृद्ध विज्ञान बलो न्यापात वायुं संहंभसा. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Debashish Prabhuji, please.
Krishna Prabhu. Tapasayo idam anena viddam cheta sahamstaya viddata vidhaya balu napat viddam samastaya. Very good.
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sanchita Mataji, please. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So tapasa hyedamanena vidhya chatma samstaya vivruddha vijnana balo nyapadvayum sahambasa. Okay, so we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today letter to Chitsukananda, February 21st, 1971, Gorakhpur. Can request Gauringi Mataji to read first paragraph and then second paragraph will be read by Swarup Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. My dear Chitsukhananda, please accept my blessing and offer the same of your good wife, Srimati Chandravali Dasi, and your son. I was glad to receive your encouraging letter dated 6th January 1971. It is very good news that your temple has uh, attracted so many sincere, intelligent, and enthusiastic devotees. Please see them all trained nicely in devotional service and let them continue to follow the regulative principles and work on patently. Patents is required for the successful discharge of Krishna conscious duties. Krishna is a place to award vindication upon the aspiring devotee engaged in his service with patents, determination, and regularity. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Kindly contemplate on the points while Swarup Prabhuji is going to read.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I am also pleased to know that the program for distribution of our literature and back to Godhead is expanding. Just keep yourselves to the standard by regular and attentive chanting, study preaching, working, sankirtana, and distribution of literatures and prasadam. Then everything will be all right. It is very good that Chandravali is in charge of informing the public of our activities. This is very important work. It is our main consideration in the development of our centers that the people should be attracted to this Krishna consciousness movement, one way or another. So we inform them of Lord Chaitanya's sublime message, which easily enables any man to overcome the difficulties of materialistic existence and graduate to the pure transcendental platform, where he finds shelter from the ravages of birth, death, disease, and old age. By Krishna's grace, you are getting ample facility for spreading the transcendental message, and as you work sincerely, Krishna will certainly give all things needed for the continuous dissemination of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. P.S. I have duly initiated Terry as you have requested. His beads and a reply to his letter are sent to him separately. His spiritual name, you may inform, is Shriman Triadas Brahmachari. Tri means the Vedas. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, so please contemplate on the point while Garingi Mataji is going to add a few points. Mataji, Garingi Mataji, any points in the
Yes,
paragraph?
okay. Prabhupada get letter from Chitsukananda. Then uh, he gave both of them blessing and uh, his son as well. Then he getting that letter is the 1971, and um, he said the very good news for the temple has he also um, temple is he there is many devotees. Then he said Prabhupada says they are trained. Then they did devotional service there. They continues go to regulative principles. Then he is happy to their successful Krishna conscious. Then he going to devotees engage in their service and uh, they are use the regulative principles. I think that Prabhuji, sorry, cannot explain properly. Hare Krishna. You.
Thank you, Mataji. You did very nicely explain, Mataji. Summarized all essential points. Thank you very much. Sorry, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Um, then Srila Prabhupada is talking about the distribution of the, he's very pleased with that distribution of the literature and the magazine back to Godhead, and he's happy that is expanding. Then he has referred to something I think is very important, and he has used a couple of words which I think we should take note of. He's saying regular and attentive. I think these are two important words that I have noted. Regular and attentive, and then he's giving the process of chanting, studying, preaching, working, sankirtana, and distribution of literatures and prasadam. I think here he has laid down his whole the methodology of spreading the or developing or spreading the Krishna consciousness. And then he's saying that if one follows this methodology, then everything should be fall in place, should be all good. Um, Also, he has emphasized that it is important to inform the public about the purpose of the center and what the center is or what the Krishna consciousness or the ISKCON stands for. And that will, because the purpose of the centers is not just a uh, this thing, but it's also to spread the Krishna consciousness, also to make people aware of the Krishna consciousness and attract them to Krishna consciousness. So he has emphasized, that's how he has emphasized the what are the purpose of the centers. Also, he has referred to Lord Chaitanya's message, and he feels that that will, if one is aware of Lord Chaitanya's message, that will help them to overcome, the difficulties that we all face in the material existence. And then that will help them to also develop the knowledge to be Krishna conscious. And that can help them to, to take protection from the the four things which everyone has to face: birth, the death, the disease, and old age. um, I think these are the main takeaways that I have, Prabhu, from this paragraph. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Any other comments? Dear devotees, any other takeaway points? Okay, so that is the from Srila Prabhupada's letter. So this one, as Prabhuji is mentioning, that people should be aware of the activities of Krishna consciousness movement. So it is like chanting, study, preaching, working, sankirtan, and distribution of literatures and prasadam. So generally, people aware of prasadam. It is a materialistic thing, of course, but it is a transcendental prasadam. Everyone immediately relish as soon as they take, but they may not be interested in the singing or hearing and sitting and then doing bhajans, but for everyone, it is prasadam is the mandatory to eat. So, and whenever it becomes transcendental, when we need to put this one is the friend, then people will be coming more and more and participate in the programs. Okay, so just chanting and feasting, but it includes of study, preaching, working, everything. Yeah, so advertisement is also necessary. It's my takeaway as well.
Hare Krishna. Can I just ask? So Srila Prabhupada said working is okay?
Working when he is working, but the motive is only to support Krishna consciousness movement.
So that's okay.
Yes, Sudharmacharyam Sikya. Yes.
Mm. But you know, when he started off the movement, didn't he just tell everyone to just come into the temple? I don't know. I've never heard Srila Prabhupada say that. Maybe, I don't know.
Yes, so there are people who wanted to work on the temple also needs some financial support. So in the daytime, they can go to in the morning, early morning, devotees wake up 3:30, and then by 8:30, everything is completed. Mangalachar and Guru Vandana, prayers, all are done. Chanting, everything is completed. From morning 9 to evening 5 o'clock, they can go to the office and then for their livelihood and come back to the temple again. So I think as part of this Be a Monk challenge, I think Pawan Prabhuji was sharing. So they will be given free until evening 5, and then they come to the back to the temple at 5:30, take prasadam, and then again attend Guru Puja and everything else. But that is for it, and then whatever the income they get, they will offer it to the
Yeah.
temple. That becomes transcendental.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
But Prabhupada encourages that. So because when it is needed, and when we have got more book distributions, more work at the temple, then you do not have to go to the work. You can just engage yourself in the temple activities.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other comments? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Today we are actually going into this, so all qualities of Krishna are completed. Again, resuming teachings of Lord Chaitanya from chapter 14, the ecstasy of the devotees and the Lord. Okay, that would continue. That is at 8 p.m. and chanting, evening chanting at 6:30 p.m. Okay, so today is Bhishmastami, so we got to show things. There are 9 shlokas that Bhishma Dev has said, and dear devotees, before we recite this one and then going into the chanting, if you have got any updates you wanted to share, kindly share.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Today is also 26th of January, like Independent Day. Yeah. India.
Sorry, Mataji.
Today is 26th of January, like Independence Day. India.
Yeah, that is politics, Mataji, but
Okay.
devotees, yeah,
Okay, sorry.
yeah, that's all right, Mataji. Mhm. Okay, so Bharat, it is always, it is not someone is independent, everyone are dependent. By giving, someone is giving freedom, someone is taking, that is makes no sense. Okay, we are all part and parcel of Krishna. It is everything belongs to Krishna. Okay, so that is politics. Thank you, Mataji. But however, as everyone is enjoying, celebrating, let them enjoy. But we also enjoy here in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so Thank you, Mother. Any other thing? Okay, so we shall move to the
Just
Bhishma.
want to ask about like you about Bhisma Stuti. We are just reciting before that. So Bhisma has Bhisma Pitama has left his body in Makar Sankranti, isn't it? Like in.
So here there is today is Bhishmastami.
So he has left body, and after that this event come. Right? I didn't get that.
So that is exactly to be say, it is not exactly clear thing because Kurukshetra battle started on the Ekadasi, which is Margasesha Krishna Paksha Ekadasi. After that, 8 days Bhishma body has fallen. Sorry, he was on the arrow bed starting from after 80 days. After that, he has been on arrow's bed for 58 days. That is nearly 2 months. So that means Ekadasi plus 8 days plus 58 days, totally 64 days. It is more than 2 months. Margasisha Pushyam Magam, 2 months. Okay, coming to we are in the Magamas. So now it is the Sukla Paksham and this is the Ashtami Tithi. So in this calculation, so we can assume that this is assumption. I cannot scientifically give that, okay, Bhishma has left his body today. Based on these assumptions, the number of days and the arrows back on the Bhishma's day, we can understand that he left his body. This is Makar Sankranti, this falls on the Uttarayana period only. Yesterday was Radha Saptami. So the moment the sun started entering into the different, I don't remember exactly that, Capricorn or something like that.
But as we always celebrate 14th of January as Makar Sankranti, it's just whatever is, isn't it like that?
Yes, that is Makar Sankranti.
So,
But this must be, it is mentioned in the calendar today.
okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, just we'll take this, everybody will take a chance to recite one shloka and the translation. Radhaseka Mataji, would you like to go first for the first shloka?
Shri Bhishma Uvacha iti matirupakalpita Krishna Bhagavati Satvata Pungave Vibhumni Svasukham Upagate Vajit Vihartum Prakritim Upayushiyat Bhava Pravaha. So the translation is Bhishmadev said, "Let me now invest my thinking, feeling, and willing, which were so long engaged in different subjects and occupational duties, in the all-powerful Lord Sri Krishna. He is always self-satisfied, but sometimes, being the leader of the devotees, he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending to the material world, although from him only material world is created."
Thank you, Mataji. Okay. If any devotee is in rush to go to the work, anyone who wanted to recite, who is in priority to leave?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. May I try, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. त्रिभुवनकमनं तमालवर्णं रविकरगौरवरं दधाने बपुरलककुलवृतनानाब्जं विजयसखेदतिरास्तु मे नबाध्या. Translation, Prabhuji. Okay. Sri Krishna is the intimate friend of Arjuna. He has appeared on this earth in his transcendental body, which resembles the bluish color of the tamala tree. His body attracts everyone in the three planetary systems, upper, middle, and lower. May his glittering yellow dresses and his lotus face covered with painting of sandalwood pole be the object of my attraction, and may I not desire fruitive, fruitive results. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, and next devotee, Usha Mataji.
On the battlefield where Krishna obtained Arjuna and the friendship, the following paragraph made Krishna turn ashamed due to the dust raised by the hooves of the horses, and because of his labors, beasts of food awaited his fate. All these decorations are intensified by the new built however my sharp arrows were enjoyed by him. Let my mind thus go into Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, can I request next devotee? Anyone who is in rush to the work? Devashish Prabhuji, would you like to go? Next sloka. Swarup Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sapadi Sakhi Vako Nisyamha Madhe Nija Prayur Balayo Ratham Nivesha Sthitavati Paras Sainikayur Akshana Ritavati Partha Sakhe Rathir Mamastru. In obedience to the command of his friend, Lord Krishna entered the arena of the battlefield of Kurukshetra between the soldiers of Arjuna and Duryodhana. And while there, he shortened the lifespan of the opposite party by his merciful glance. This was done simply by his looking at the enemy. Let my mind be fixed upon that Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, Jai Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'll try, but I'm not good with this one. Vyavahita prutana mukham nirikshasya svajanavadhad vimukhasya dosha buddhya kumatim aharada atmavidyaya sayasha charanarati paramasya tasya mestu. When Arjuna was seemingly polluted by ignorance, upon observing the soldiers and commanders before him on the battlefield, the Lord eradicated his ignorance by delivering transcendental knowledge. May his lotus feet always remain the object of my attraction. Hare Krishna. Thanks.
Thank you, Mataji. Meena Mataji, please.
स्वनिगममपहाय मत् स्वनिगममपहाय स्मत्पद्विघ्न मृतमधिकर्तुमवालुप्तरथस्य धृतरथचरणो व्ययाञ्चलं लङ्घु हरिरिवहन्तु भीमं गतोत्तरीय. Fulfilling my vow and sacrificing his own promise, he got down from the chariot, took up his wheel, and ran toward me hurriedly. Just as lion goes to kill an elephant, he even dropped his outer garment on the way. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Sanjita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah. शीतविशिखहतो विशीर्णदमशः शतज परिप्लुत आततायिनो मे प्रशभम् अभिससार मदवदार्थं स भवतु मे भगवान् गतिर्मुकुन्दः. May he, translation, may he, Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who awards salvation, be my ultimate destination. On the battlefield, he charged me as if angry because of the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows. His shield was scattered and his body was smeared with blood due to the wounds. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, I'm going a second. Radha second, Mataji, please. 39 slok.
Hare Krishna. Vijaya Ratha Kutumbha Ataha Totre Dritahaya Rasmini Tak Shriekshaniya Ye Bhagavati Ratir Astu Me Mumur Saryam Iha Nirikshaya Hata Gata Swarupam. At the moment of death, let my ultimate attraction be to Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bridle rope in his left, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after death.
Thank you, Mataji. Garingi Mataji. Garingi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Okay. Lalita gati bilasa vala guhasa pranaya niricena kalpitorumana krita mano krita bhatya unmadanda prakati magan kilayasya gopabanda. Let my mind he fix upon Lord Sri Krishna, whose motion and smiles of love attracted the damsels of Brajadhama, the gopis. The themselves imitated the characteristic movements of the Lord after his disappearance from the Rasa dance. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Vishal Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Galandrupalaya Santatanayantavai Sadasayuki Srinivasasya Aham Nanakatena Vichaniya Mama Grasigochara Anisha Andatma. Lord Kadasis Villayago sacrifice performed by Maharaja Yudhishthira. There was the greatest assembly of all the enlightenment of the world, the royal and learned orders, and in that great assembly, Lord Sri Krishna was worshipped by one and all, the most exalted personality of Godhead. This happened during my presence, and I remember the incident in order to keep my mind upon the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Dear Mataji, please.
Yes, Hare Krishna, thank you. Tam imam aham ajam sharira bhajam ridhi dhishtitam atmakal pitanam pratidrisham dharakam ekam samadhigatosmi vidhut bheda moha. Now I can meditate with full concentration upon that one Lord, Sri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconceptions of duality in regard to his presence in everyone's heart, even in the hearts of the mental speculators. He is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Sarup Prabhuji, would you like to do this last one?
Sure, Prabhu. Suta Uvacha Krishna evam Bhagavati Mano Vag Drishti Vriti Biha Atmani Atmanam Avesha So Antahashva Uparamat. Hare Krishna. Sita Goswami said, thus Vishmadeva merged himself in the Super Soul, Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with his mind, speech, sight, and actions, and thus he became silent, and his breathing stopped. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So this is what everyone's life. Krishna evam Bhagavati Mano Vag Drushti Vrittibhihi Atmani Atmanam Aveshya So Antahasvasu Uparamat. So this one, if you look at this one, Atmani Atmanam Avesha, even Lord Brahma he was also doing this similar kind of thing. So in the previous shlokas here, Atmani Atmanam Aveshya. This is Brahma. And coming here, Bhishmadev, Atmani Atmanam Avesha. It is completely aligning ourselves, the individual soul, the super soul, Avesha. Engaging oneself in the, or merging oneself, or aligning oneself with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so that is Atmani Atman Mavesha. So Antahaswasa Uparamat. Antahaswasa, his last breath was stopped. Uparamat. Okay, that is Bhishma's mood. So he has seen the keeping Krishna in front, four-handed form of Krishna. Krishna Lasat Pir Pate Chaturbhuje. Purusthite Amulete Drugvyadharayat. That beautiful form of Krishna, the four-headed form of Krishna. And later on, Bhishma went to the Vaikuntha planet and attaining his four-headed form later on. Okay, that is from the Bhishma city. Okay, so, and the devotees have got anything to say? Kindly say, otherwise we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Okay, thank you. वञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च परितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, श्री
Jai.
प्रभुपाद की जय.
Jai.
हरे कृष्ण. कॉन्शियस डे एवरीवन. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त